Heyo everybody, Haku here. Sorry if my hair still looks a little bit wet, I just took a shower. Let's talk about One Piece anime episode 774 this week, right? Or is it, yeah, it's 774, because, yeah, the manga is the one that's in the 850s. Okay, so let's talk about this week. There was a lot of it that I thought was, really good, a lot better than usual, but that was a kind of a minority of the episode. I feel like most of the episode, at least 80%, was really bad compared to what we've got normally. And that makes it's always really hard to review an episode like that where there are really good parts and really bad parts, and then you're it's hard to give an average score, because the good parts make me want to give it a really high score, and then the bad parts are maybe it doesn't deserve that as a whole as an episode because there were some bad parts. But just starting from the beginning, we have Luffy and Momo are the only ones who can hear the voice. Of course, we started to see that at the end of last week's episode. And then Pedro says that Roger and Odin could hear it as well. One thing I love about this, and I said I loved it last week, are just the little mink saving scenes. I think there was a scene of Frankie saving Tristan, and then maybe it was Zoro that saved this one other mink. That I just really like that. Or Raizo stopping the logs from rolling towards them. All of that I thought was really interesting. And I don't know, just the little things like that. A lot of people are like, oh, I hate the little in-canon filler bits. But would you rather have the other bits be drawn out and pretty crappy? I mean, I like the in-canon filler because, I don't know, just those little things make everything feel more real and deep. So I like that. Then we see that Momo is actually seeing Jack's crew through Zoe's eyes, and then there are a lot of still frames, especially with the ground shaking and everything. When we look at all the different characters, there were a ton of still frames, and a ton of those crappy animation sequences where it's a complete still frame except one person's mouth might be moving and everybody else is just stuck in still frame form for seconds at a time. And there were a lot of those, and they were reused a lot, which I really could not stand. Something you saw towards the beginning of the episode, they would reuse the exact same still frame 5-6 minutes later, and then again towards the end of the episode, they were not only using really bad still frames, but they were repeating the same bad still frames multiple times. So, the animation for a lot of this was pretty rough in the worst sort of way. We have the knowledge imparted to us now that Zoe actually committed a crime and was ordered to walk. And Zoe's been walking ever since. And we know the city on Zoe's back is didn't they say it was 1,000 years old, I think? So that's before the Void period, or the Void Century or whatever, isn't it? So, yeah, Zoe has been walking for a long-ass time, and I have no idea what Zoe did or who ordered it to just walk. So there's still a lot left to learn about Zoe. Now, it's been following this order for 1,000 years, and I got chills when it said the line, "Order me to fight." That was really, really good. So Luffy tells Momo to order him to fight there, and then we reused those still frames again. This was the second time it was reused, and then after a little bit of everybody just random reaction face shots, we reused the same still frames a third time. And that was when I got to be okay, this is not okay. That is more than lazy. That's downright bad. And then we had the understood scene, which the build up to it gave me chills. The music was amazing. I was oh my gosh, yes. But sadly, it's not really spoilers from the manga because it's comparing this scene to how it was done in the manga. In the manga, with the understood scene, Zoe just had this really large, commanding, badass looking pose, and that really made the scene, and I was expecting that for this, and then no, we had the understood line with just Zoe's eye, which was cool, but it was nothing compared to how cool it was in the manga. So I've got to say, though I had been waiting for that and though it was cool, it was really, really disappointing compared to the manga. And we got sort of a similar pose or whatever out of Zoe a little bit later on after it spread its legs out, but it still just, it was a lot weaker. It was a lot weaker animated and in a TV show than it was in comic form. So that's saying something. So I don't know. I really liked the scene compared to the rest of the episode and compared to some stuff we've had in the anime, but it wasn't as good as it could have or really maybe should have even been. So I did love the OST from it, and then Jack gets completely smashed, and it looks awesome. The trunk animation sequence, they put all their money for the episode into that and just used shaking still frames for everything else this episode, because that looked really nice. Also, Jack's face mask thing gets knocked off, and his face looks very, very Fishman-like. So if you were thinking under that mask he might be a Fishman, which I don't think anybody was in the manga, of course, I'm not going to confirm or deny if he's a Fishman, but I would say those teeth certainly make him look like it. I don't think we've seen anybody with that sort of facial structure that isn't a Fishman. So then I got to the point when Bariete was running to them to warn them and stuff. I was like, I don't know whose voice is more annoying, Bariete's, Jinrumi's, or Momonosuke's, but all three of their voices just grate on me. They are not good to listen to. They are not enjoyable whatsoever. And that's what a lot of the Momo sequences where he was feeling the pain and he was talking about Zoe and stuff like that. I feel like a lot of those scenes would have been far, far better if Momonosuke's voice wasn't so grating and annoying and just really freaking annoying. So yeah, those voices were bothering me. Then at the very end, we have Kaido and Apu talking about Jack being taken down. And I'm like, well, how does Apu know this already? And I believe we also see Eustace Kid, his leg or whatever, in the sex dungeon, in the cell behind Kaido. So that makes me wonder, was Apu a traitor from the very start, you know? Like, was he planning to ditch them for Kaido, or did he sell them out to Kaido? Or when Kaido showed up, when we last saw them, was he like, okay, you guys can join me, or I'm just gonna kick your asses? And Apu was like, yep, totally, I'll join you. And Kid was like, oh, no way. And then Kaido laid the smackdown on him. So, yeah, interesting to note that Apu has switched sides. And how the hell did Apu know already that Jack was taken down? Maybe somebody cried out for help at the last minute before they got hit by the trunk or something? No idea. So, yeah, there was that, and that was the end. Pretty interesting as well, but it was just I don't even know if it was a full minute. It was just a brief cameo, really. Next episode looks like it's going to be mostly in-canon filler, but it still looks good. I'm pretty excited for it, because I like it. I think the in-canon filler we've been getting for Zoe has been pretty refreshing. It's kept it from being really slow-paced, and it's given us some cool little small scenes, so I don't mind it whatsoever. So the episode as a whole, like I said, very, very bipolar. Some parts, like the trunk smack, were definitely worth 10 out of 10, but then pretty much everything else was really, really poorly made. The build-up as well to Zoe fighting back, the build-up was nice. I just think there were a ridiculous amount of still frames being used here. But overall, for a score, I'd give it 7 Angry Elephants out of 10. I think 7 is fair, because everything other than the drunk swing and some small stuff was pretty bad, but I think the good stuff pulls it all the way up to a 7 out of 10 for sure. So yeah, that's what I got for this week's One Piece anime episode. 7 out of 10. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. So if you did like it, comment down there and tell me what you thought of this episode and what you thought of my thoughts on it. Subscribe for more One Piece, both anime and manga, and a ton of other anime and manga on the channel. Share as well if you want, because we are 5 subscribers away from 400 now, so pretty excited about that. Follow on Twitter if you want, and we'll try to keep you updated there on stuff for the channel. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.